Fighting over pods is something that happens a lot in this game. In this case, Hoag over here is eyeing these two pods that are under the control of the Razors. For some reason, they haven't managed to sneak them back to their base just yet. So, Hoag's going to move in for the attack. We're going to assume that we're at the movement stage for Hoag and his popcorn units. He is going to move 6 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, through the space containing his own neutral units. He could have moved through this trashed city, which counts as clear for purposes of movement. Hoag's special ability allows him to carry any popcorn units that started in the same space as him. So he's actually going to be able to bring these 3 soldiers along for the ride. The Razors are a little upset because the Fowlettes have done exactly what they were hoping they wouldn't do. They've moved into this space and now keep these popcorn from exiting and going back to their fortress. The Razors could actually ask permission from the Fowlettes to exit, but not only would it not be granted, but it's a lot more fun to fight. So, instead, Squawk is going to move into this area, and they're also going to move in these 3 Gamma Jets. The Fowlettes can sense that the attack is coming, so they're going to go on the offensive, and they are going to use Hoag himself, 3 soldiers, and 4 hover tanks to attack Squawk and the Gamma Jets and 2 soldiers that are in this space. Hover tanks actually have a range of 1. That's why they are allowed to join into this attack. Now, the Fowlettes believe that they've got this under control, so they're not going to ask for any assistance. However, the Razors don't have as much pride, and they're going to ask these 3 Crimson Moon hover tanks if they want to join in the fight, and they will accept and agree to attack. Again, they have a range of 1, so they're allowed to do this. This is the point of the combat when players decide how many pods they're going to burn to add an extra die roll for each pod burnt into their attack and defense totals. So, normally this is done in a blind bidding situation, but I think in this case, Squawk's going to burn all 3, and Hoag will burn both of his. So this will give Squawk 3 extra dice, and Hoag 2 extra dice. Note that the 2 pods that are here on the table are under the control of the soldiers and are not eligible to be used during this combat. Now, if any weapons were going to be used, they would both be revealed. And since we're talking about 2 Bioborgs, we're probably going to be using 2 weapons. Squawk will reveal his, in this case, a quasi-spatial slugger, and Hoag is going to reveal his, and it turns out to be the spectrokinetic plasma projector. Now, the interesting thing about these 2 weapons is that Hoag's, while it only has an attack value of 3, has an immunity to sluggers, which completely negates the 10 from Squawk's weapon. On the bright side for the Razors, they have a special card that allows their Gamma Jets to be worth 2 in any combat. And that's 1 die for each pod burnt, plus 1 additional die. The Fowlettes currently have 7 attack points in popcorn, 3 from their weapon, 2 dice rolls from each pot burnt, plus 1 just from their attack die. This gives the Fowlettes an attack total of 22. Now, the Razors, on the other hand, have 3 attack points from allies, 8 from their superpowered Gamma Jets, and then 3 dice for burning pods, plus 1 more just for their defense die. This gives the Razors a defense total of 25, which handily beats the attack total of 22 from the Fowlettes. Now, the losers lose the difference in popcorn units from between the attack and defense total. So in this case it was 3, which makes the math pretty easy. All 3 of these soldiers are removed and returned back to the pool for the Fowlettes to recruit later. Hoag loses his spectrokinetic plasma projector and is kicked out of the space. The winners each get a card at random from the hand of the loser. And so these pods are left behind to again be fought over or collected on the next turn.